Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow! 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 Ow!
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. This includes our new members who may be joining us for the first time, wherever you may be and wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be, but there you are. In my office, it's October 5th, 2025, and 70 degrees and just a tinge of humidity. But on the other side of this wall, just 9.5 inches away, it's 64 degrees with 5% chance of rain, 75% chance that the bird feeder is empty, and 100% chance that Trump wants to keep the government closed. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, OBS, MCM, LIX. People have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile, vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the wicked witness, the dirty deacon of doggy style, the frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, Father Fistmas, the wicked I like to watch witness, the holy hoe, the divine dominating dominee, the depraved preacher, the tickle me theologian, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation about eating pussy, and that nasty N-word. The point is that I come by many names and by many methods, but I do not come easy. No indeed. So children, let us begin, as always, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck? Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, brother Aravarap, over on Kick. That's a very useful comment you made there, and I will surely keep that in mind whenever I feel like it, just not right now. So, brothers and sisters, it is time for our opening prayers, sponsored by Tantally. If you need an opening, Tantally has your opening needs. Now, if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, ROLLE, please send your request for a prayer, healing, forgiveness, any such request, or as we say in the business, bullshit, to me at drreverendjellyroll@gmail.com. Just like it's scrolling across the bottom. If you're watching, it's scrolling across the bottom. If you're listening, there's a knob on your radio that says SAP, okay? And that SAP knob on your radio actually says, I think it stands for sending audio prompt. I can't remember what SAP stands for, but if you press that, you'll see the drreverendjellyrolle@gmail.com right across your radio dial. So just press the SAP button on your radio, and there you have it. Please, and remember to spell roll with an E. That is very important. Spell it with an E. Otherwise, one of the other Jelly Rolls, not me, will wind up with your request, and they do not give a shit about you or your prayers or your healings. They just want your money. Me, I don't want your money. How can I prove it? I have no money. I'm broke. If I wanted your money, I'd be going after it a little bit harder. Okay. And we're going to address that brokenness a little bit later. Not right now, much later, like 40 minutes from now. So set your timers. Unless it's an egg timer, then that motherfucker gonna burn. Okay, now for our disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions may apply. So please bow your heads. Well, you have one, right? Maybe you have two. Okay, well, let's do it this way. Please bow your head. See that S is in case you have two, unless you are driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. Dear Lord, oh my goodness, this is a rough one for me. Oh, sorry. This is a rough one for me. I'm going to get welled up and I'm looking for a tissue. I do not have any tissues in here. This is personal. I'm looking for a tissue because I know I'm going to hold on. No. Okay, I do have a tissue because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to hold it together. But dear Lord, please bless Sister Jane Goodall. Dr. Jane Goodall, legendary chimpanzee researcher, has died. She was 91. Her cause of death is listed as natural causes as a result of spending so much time in nature. She caught the natural. Yes. Dr. Jane Goodall is recognized as the first person to observe chimpanzees using tools. That's right. A groundbreaking discovery made in 1960. She observed a chimpanzee named David Graybeard using a stick to fish for termites, which challenged a long-held belief that tool use was exclusive to humans. This discovery led to a redefinition of what it means to be human. And now we have an orangutan as president. I don't know if that's progress for the apes or not. I do not. I honestly do not know. I'm sorry. That is so disrespectful to apes. I mean, knuckle dragger in chief. Don't blame me. I voted for Harris. That's right. Dr. Goodall's discoveries as an ethnologist revolutionized science, and she was a tireless advocate for the protection and restoration of our natural world. At this time, a friend of mine and former colleague of Dr. Goodall, Mighty Joseph Young III, would like to say a few words. Joseph. Calm down. That was, oh man. Thank you, MYJ the third. Sorry, Mighty Joseph Young, MJY, Mighty Joseph Young the third. Rest in peace, Jane. You were a great advocate for nature. Can I get a chimp to remove that tool from the White House? Dear Lord, please bless Sister Michelle Burke. Michelle Burke, Irish makeup artist, and the first woman to win the Academy Award for Best Makeup. Okay, there was actually two of them together. They worked together. It was her and Sarah Manzani. Sarah Mazzani did not die. I don't know if she's still alive, but she's not in this, except for the fact that the two of them together got an Oscar. The first Oscar, it was for Quest for Fire in 1983. Okay. Michelle Burke has died. She was 75. Her cause of death is listed as undisclosed. Is there nothing we can do to stop undisclosed? It's up to us. Call your representatives and demand that Congress and Trump restore the funding for research into curing undisclosed before we lose another loved one unnecessarily to undisclosed. Undisclosed sickness, undisclosed disease is killing too many people, and it does not have to. Burke, who worked on Interview with the Vampire and Cyrano de Bergerac, won a second Oscar in 1993 for her work on Bram Stoker's Dracula. She was nominated 4 other times for The Cell, which I believe had Jennifer Lopez, I can't remember. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, which I believe had Jennifer Lopez, I could be mistaken. Cyrano de Bergerac, I'm positive she was in that. And The Clan of the Cave Bear with Daryl Hannah, I think. Rest in peace, Michelle. You made attractive people far less attractive and got paid for it. And you can't make that shit up. Can I get a touch of Moulin Rouge? Get it? Moulin Rouge. Fuck it. Let's see what kind of jokes you write at 2:30 in the morning. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Otto Obermeyer. Otto G. Obermeyer, American lawyer and U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, has died. He was 89. He died after complications following a fall. He took an autumnal at his retirement home. Autumnal. Fall. Autumnal. Fall. Okay, it appears that joke fell harder than Obermeyer. Obermeyer succeeded Rudy Giuliani as U.S. Attorney for New York, compared with Giuliani's swashbuckling. Is that what you would call that? Swashbuckling public persona? Okay, fine. Yeah, swashbuckling. It's more like swishbuckling. And mixed record of pugnacious prosecutions, Mr. Obermeyer was widely viewed as a temperate caretaker who also pursued corrupt unions and financiers, but less confrontationally and without his predecessors' flair for dramatic arrest and without getting drunk on power and alcohol. Rest in peace, Otto. You fought for law, so the law won. That's right. Can I get a no? Oh, damn it! I don't know how it goes. I fought the law and the law. That's it. Can I get a Oh man, I should have written down the notes instead of just the words. That's what should have happened. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Russell M. Nelson. Russell M. Nelson, former heart surgeon and the 17th President of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has died. He was 101. Nelson passed away peacefully in his sleep at his home in Utah. His cause of death is listed as the natural effect of advanced age. Really? He was fine for 100 years, then suddenly, for no reason, at 101, he dies. No illness, no disease, gone just like that. I don't believe it. I think there needs to be an investigation. And if the Mormon Church, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that, because, see, Russell M. Nelson, the oldest ever president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints had a vibrant and transformative tenure, especially in 2018, his first year, when he made a surprising announcement calling on people to stop using the shorthand terms Mormon and LDS as substitutes for the full name for the religion. This was a sharp shift after previous church leaders spent millions of dollars to promote the monikers Mormon and LDS for decades. But let's be honest. Would you pay hundreds of dollars to see the book of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? No. But you would pay to see the Book of Mormon. That's right. So maybe he just wasn't right about that. Nelson also made headlines the next year when he repealed rules that banned baptisms for children of gay parents and labeled same-sex couples as sinners eligible for expulsion. Those 2015 policies had generated widespread backlash, maybe enough backlash to take his life at 101. It was a simple decision. I mean, the more people you have in the Mormon church, the more money they give. So if you stop excluding people because, they're gay, that's more money. It's a financial decision. Okay. But even though Nelson's administration was gentler and more welcoming to LGBTQ plus people than those of previous presidents, the church stance on same-sex marriage didn't change. Men can have as many wives as they can afford, but a woman can't have any wives. What a bunch of moroni. I think that's the plural for moron. I'm not sure. Rest in peace, Russell. Only the good die young. Can I get a slight dig? Slight dig. Dear Lord, please bless sister. Oh shit. Okay. Let's do this right. Sister Samto Cha.
Please stand by. We are having difficulties pronouncing foreign names. Please stand by. Please stand by. We are having difficulties pronouncing foreign names. Please stand by.
Okay. This is dear Lord, please bless Sister Samtok Chok Woo Madog Woo. Samtok Chok. Okay, Sami. Let's call her Sami. Sommie. We're gonna call her Sami. That was her nickname. Sami tragically lost her life during an armed robbery incident at her residence in Abuja during the early hours of Monday, September 29th. And this is per Police Commissioner Ajao Sada. You saw the clip. Difficult. A foreign name. Adderwell. I'm going to say Adderwell. So when I say it again, you know who Adderwell is. Adderwell. A Federal Capital Territory Police Command. Okay. Somi was 29. Somi, who was an anchor and producer for Nigerian news channel Arise News, jumped and fell 3 stories. Well, you don't jump and fall. You jump. Well, I guess, okay. Yeah, she jumped and fell. I guess she was expecting to jump and fly. If she's obviously obviously she is not an investigative reporter, because if she was an investigative reporter, she would have known you cannot jump and fly. You jump and fall. All right. Jumped and fell 3 stories in an attempt to evade armed robbers. Her cause of death was sudden stop. She was found unconscious on the ground below and rushed to the hospital, but ultimately succumbed to her injuries. Adderwell described the incident as a cruel and senseless act that has no place in a sane society. Close quote. But then again, she lived in Nigeria. I can say that because my cousin is a prince there. You can't say that. Rest in peace, Sami. Your name is harder than the ground you landed on. Can I get a sling from my tongue? And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. They could be anywhere today, but they are here wishing they were anywhere today. And that ought to count for something. MindDogTV.com, the place to go to get your Church of Last Resort gear and Coffee with the Dog gear. That's right. And let me see here. Oh, wrong one. It's time for a bump for the Lord. And I grabbed the wrong bumping. Let's have a little. Oh, God. Here we go. Our bump for the Lord brought to you by Shineberry Sweet Tea. Sip. Man, this is the last week we're doing this one. All right, a little bump for the Lord. And this one's for the Lord, not for me. Like I said, sweet enough for pancakes, strong enough to burn a hole right through them. So, in the name of, oh, God, no, sorry, well, that too. But in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Fuck yeah! Now, while it is true, gorillas are not even cousins, second cousins to chimpanzees, whoever is willing to show up to pay tribute to Dr. Goodall is welcomed. He was available. And sometimes showing up is half the battle. That's right. Now, we could not do this. Without our friends at Mind Dog TV and our mothership show, Coffee with the Dog. Now, if you or someone you love is out there and you want to be on Coffee with the Dog, okay, Sister Curly Hair So Bright has a message for you.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
fall and winter.
Now, get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, Sister Curly Hair So Bright. What a wonderful, wonderful person. She is reliable. She has been here every single Sunday since she started. And speaking of every single Sunday since she started, welcome Sister Ann to the chat room. Bless you. And you have a blessed Sunday too. My goodness. Brothers and sisters, you know, today's sermon is, today in our segment, Looking for God in All the Wrong Places, we are going to break down the Lenny Kravitz hit, Are You Gonna Go My Way? Okay. It is from the album of the same name, released in 1993. Okay, and for those of you who are hip like me, you know that that song appears in Gran Turismo 3, A-Spec, uh, and it also appears in uh, two other things. So I guess I'm not that hip. I only remember that. Oh, it's two other movies. I can't remember now. But the point is, uh, the song is very popular, and most people are paying attention when he sings it because they had no idea that he is singing about Jesus. That's right. This is a Jesus song sung by the guy with the bulge in his leather pants. Yes, I did not realize that. I had to ask my wife why she liked him so much, and she had no idea what he looked like. I asked her. I said, was it his hair? She goes, he has hair. I said, what is it? His tone, his skin tone? She goes, he has skin. I said, what do you like about him? And Mona goes, those black leather pants. I said, I have black leather pants. And she goes, yeah, but they don't shape like those. I was like, they used to. I got old. So look forward to you being old too, Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, that's what I say. I hope you live long like me. That's right. See how sexy you are in about 25 years. All right. Now, people say, wait a second. How do you know that that's a Jesus song? Now, there's like two other songs on the album that are one is called Believe, another Jesus song, and Heaven Help. And people are going, I don't understand. I thought he was Jewish. Why has he got so many Jesus songs for a Jewish guy? And the answer is maybe it's in another song. I mean, I've heard of Jews for Jesus, and now I don't know that he's an observant Jew. I have no idea. But let's get to the song. This is not about Lenny Kravitz because I'm tired of talking about Lenny Kravitz anyway. Let's talk about his song. Okay. The opening verse, the first two lines of Are You Going to Go My Way? Mm-mm-mm. The first two lines are, I was born long ago. That's right. I was born long ago. I am the chosen. I'm the one. Okay. Now, most people, that line just skips right on by them. Here, Kravitz is speaking in the first person, as if he is Jesus. I am chosen. I am the one. I was born long ago. I, first person. Okay. Now, according to many Christian traditions, Jesus is the second person in the Trinity. So, speaking in the first person about the second person, is this a mistake? Is it a misdirect? Is it divine orientation? Or Lenny taking dictation? Like Jesus was talking to him and he's writing it down. I don't know. We're going to have to work that out. Lenny continues. In the first person still. The entire first verse is in the first person. It continues. I have come to save the day, and I won't leave until I'm done. That's right. I have come to save the day. Now, that's an admission that things are not going well. Now, why does the day need to be saved? And what is he going to do to save the day? Now, those of you of a certain age may remember a certain hero. Here I come to save the day. All right. Mighty Mouse. That was his line. Here I come to save the day. Now, does Jesus have the same kind of song? Or is this just a warning, just a little whisper? You know, I have come to save the day. I'm not going to brag about it. I've just come to save the day. See, Mighty Mouse was small, and he had to let everybody know that's why he was there, because people would look around and not see him anyway. And so he's saying, here I come to save the day. Jesus is a lot bigger, and he doesn't have to give the same kind of yelling. He just shows up and saves the day and then leave, because he's humble like that. Maybe. We'll see. And he says, and I won't leave until I'm done. So, how many days is he going to save? One at a time? One day at a time? And how many people? He says he's not leaving. So, if we go back to the first verse, the beginning of the first verse, where it says, I was born long ago, I am the chosen one, I am the chosen, I am the one. I have come to save the day. Now, I have come. Now, this is the point. This is the thing that's a sticking point. Is he coming today? Or he's still talking about long ago? That's when he came. I came long ago to save the day, and I'm not leaving till I'm done. But if you follow tradition, he has left and has to return for the next age. So, I won't leave until I'm done. This must be a reference to a second coming. And so he's saying, I'm here now. So those are people waiting for a second coming. They're too late. He's here, working. And he's not leaving until everything is done. So somebody in there is wrong or misinterpreted. And I'm not going to say Lenny Kravitz is wrong, because this is his song. He's the host today, his song. I'm not going to critique it. I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'm just going to say something's not right. But he continues. So that's why you've got to try. Okay? You got to breathe and have some fun. Now, this is a funny thing. Jesus says, I'm here to save the day. I'm here to make things right. But that's why you've got to try. Okay, so what are we trying to do? Are we helping? Are we trying to clean up a mess? Are we trying to keep faith? What are we trying to do? And it says you've got to breathe and have some fun. Now, breath is very important in the spiritual world. Okay, breathing in some sects of religion, sects, some sects. The breath of life, when you breathe in, you're breathing in the spirit of God. You're breathing in, okay? It's like when they said God created man and he breathed the spirit of life into him. It says you've got to breathe, okay? So take in the spirit, okay? You've got to try. You've got to take in the spirit and have some fun. I don't know how you do both. Now, unless fun is just his way of saying find joy in doing Jesus' work. Go around, knock on doors. Hey, I'm doing Jesus' work. Hey, the good news, I'm doing Jesus' work. Or maybe you're just out there. Maybe you're doing his work, but you're on a pole. You're dancing. You're like, hey, everybody, I'm dancing for Jesus. Yeah. And this isn't just a pole. It's the bottom of the cross. That's right. Woo, Lord. Yeah, indeed. Yo, woo. Have some fun with his work. That's what he's saying, I think. Of course, everybody has their own idea of what fun is. That was my idea of fun. I'm smiling, see, because I thought that was fun. Some of you think, what the fuck? That's because that's not your idea of fun. What is your idea of fun for Jesus? Whatever it is, do that. Breathe and have fun. He continues, though I'm not paid, I play this game, and I won't stop until I'm done. Again, he's persistent that he's got work to do, and he's not quitting. He's not quitting, okay? Right now, this part of the song should be a kick in the gut to many people, because Jesus is saying that he's not paid, okay? So where's all the money that churches are collecting going? If they're not paying Jesus, and he's doing most of the heavy lifting, where's that money going? Okay, some of it goes to charity, but we know where most of it's going. We've seen the jets, we've seen the limos, we've seen the drivers, we've seen the private pools and mansions. So why are they getting paid and Jesus is not, when Jesus is doing most of the work? Okay, That's just a question. That's just a question for those of you who are giving money to those mega churches. That's just a question. If Jesus isn't getting paid, why should they? Now it says, I play this game. All right. Now, I guess this goes back to having fun, or also, it's quite often, things that are of difficulty, let's say politics, there's a little corruption in it. And people often don't say, I am a politician, or that they're saying they're playing the game. Okay, not like sport, not just sport, but there's politicking involved, there's maneuvering involved, there's manipulation involved. They're playing the game. Okay, I play this game. Now I know that I should not use the word in the definition, but I'm trying to get you to understand how people are using this, the game. And maybe that's why he's using it this way as well. There's a lot of politicking in the religion world. Okay. Different sects are fighting for control, not fighting for souls, fighting for control. And they're not just trying to help souls, they're trying to control minds, and they're trying to raise money, and they're trying to divide people as well. But again, he reiterates, I'm not going to stop until I'm done. Okay. Now, if Jesus is not getting paid, okay, at least not in cash, is there like a heavenly reward? A reward, not a payment. It's like, I'm not paid, but I'm getting a reward. I'm being compensated. I was looking in the Bible, and I don't believe anywhere that Jesus says he is rewarded. He says we are rewarded. Doesn't claim to be paid or rewarded. It's like, I'm doing this. I got to do this. People are being rewarded for their faith. And technically, Jesus is not a man of faith. Faith means believing in something that you can't prove or you don't know. You're not certain, so you believe. Are you telling me that Jesus doesn't know that there's a God? Really? And if he knows there's a God, then he doesn't have to believe there's a God because he knows. Therefore, he is not a person of faith. Therefore, he is not like us who are asked to act on faith because he knows. See, those who know do not believe. You can't. If you know, that's not believing, that's knowing. Okay? If you're believing, you have doubts. And I believe that nowhere in the Bible does Jesus say he's rewarded. He says we are. Again, I was looking really, really hard. I was looking so hard that I think I gave my Bible erectile dysfunction. That's how hard I was looking. Now, Jesus, like I said, as far as I know, Jesus does not claim to have a heavenly reward, just one for us. Now, Paul, okay, in Galatians claims that Jesus is rewarded in heaven, but fuck Paul. Paul never met Jesus, okay, and Paul had his issues, so we're not talking about Paul. This is about looking for the Lord in all the wrong places. And if you're looking for the Lord in Paul, you're looking in the wrong place. No problem. No, sorry to offend you. No, I'm not. So let us go to the chorus, okay, the chorus. But what I really want to know is, okay, what I really want to know, and Jesus is saying, I'm doing all this stuff. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not getting paid. I'm working. But I want a reassurance. Are you going to go my way? Are you going to follow me? Okay. So apparently he's not doing it for free. He wants something in return. At least some kind of following. Because if he didn't want followers, he wouldn't ask. Okay. It's like TikTok, or it's like YouTube, where at the end of a video you hit please like and subscribe. Jesus right here is saying please like and subscribe. Okay. What I really want to know is, are you going to go my way? Are you going to like and subscribe? That's all he wants. So he wants followers. Okay. Just like everybody else on the social medias. But how do you let Jesus know that you're going to go his way? Not Yahweh, not Kurdzin way, not Weiwu way. Now, for those of you who do not know what Weiwu way is the philosophy where you have considered all of the options, all of the things that you can do, all of the actions that you can take, and you decided that the best thing to do is nothing. So you looked at all your options, all the things. There's a situation here, and there's a lot of things that you can do in this situation, in this circumstance. And you look and you go, I thought about it. The best thing for me to do is nothing. That is Weiwu way. But that is not what Jesus is asking. Jesus is asking us to take an action, to like and subscribe, to be a follower. And then once you do become a follower, then he wants your help. Okay? It is not a passive. Christianity is not meant to be passive. It's meant to help. It's a call of action to take care of those less than yourselves. Okay? Call of action. And that's how you show that you're a follower, by your actions. And hopefully your actions will mimic those of the Jesus. Now, in the second verse, Kravitz switches perspective. He's no longer talking like he's Jesus. He's talking like he's a person who himself wants to follow Jesus, but he's confused about some of the things he's seeing. It says right here, I don't know why we always cry. This we must leave and get undone. Okay, I don't know why we always cry. Now, in the first verse, I don't think there was a we mentioned. Not one we. I don't think. There was I and you. I and you. I and you. Now we're talking we. Okay. Totally different perspective. We went from I and you to we. I don't know why we always cry. This we must leave and get undone. Now, why we always cry, and then says we must leave. Okay, leave the tears behind us. Stop crying. I know we're always crying, but we have to stop crying and get undone. Now, getting undone, Kravitz does this a lot. He uses phrases that in a literal sense do not make sense. And so you have to look to see how he's applying the following lines after that and get undone. So let us look at the next verse. The next verse is, we must engage and rearrange and turn this planet back to one. Okay, that's the getting undone. Okay, it says getting the planet back to one, back to unity, back to oneness, back to wholeness. That's what we have to get undone. Right now, we're separated. Okay, we're separated. We're fighting amongst ourselves, and we have to get back to a unity. But here's a problem with that. We did not start the division. No. As a matter of fact, we were at one time was divided. I mean, we were united. So united that it scared God. That's right. See, if you remember back in your Old Testament, there was this thing called the Tower of Babel. Okay. And why did the Tower of Babel work? Because people were working together to build a tower so that they could see God and reach God. Okay. And now, I don't know how tall the tower was, but it got tall enough that God felt threatened. So I don't know if God is just that insecure or if it was just a lower God. You know, like there's like so many levels, and there was like this one guy down here that was low enough that if they built the tower just a little bit more, they would have reached him. But at any rate, they were united. The people were united. They were working together. They spoke one tongue. They had one purpose, to meet God. And God goes, oh, wait, you're getting a little too close. Bam, tower gone. Bam, separate tongues. Bam, separate ways. Bam, separate cultures. Bam, you're getting out of Africa and you're going north and south and east and west. Bam. It was not us who caused the division. No, not if you believe in the literal translation. It was not us. No, we did not do that. So I guess that's why God said, I got to bring the unity back. And that's what the Jesus is supposed to be for. But it's not just the Jesus. There's many, many, many avatars. Okay. Jesus was just one of many avatars that was sent to this place. We're going to talk about, like I said, the Jesus for right now. So tell me why we got to die and kill each other one by one. I just told you. Well, then here's the thing. To be honest, we don't have to kill each other one by one. The problem is this a design flaw? Usually when people kill each other, it's over jealousy, resources, stuff like that. But the first murder, when Cain killed Abel, it was out of jealousy. There was no shortage of resources. There was a whole fucking planet and only a handful of people. It's not like Cain goes, whoa, if he eats, I'm not going to have enough food. Nope, not a problem. Matter of fact, I don't even think they were in the same business. I think one was like cropping and the other one was like animalizing. You know, one was like into animals, the other was into plants. They didn't even have competing businesses. Their business models were totally different. There was no reason for one to kill the other except for jealousy. Okay, that's it. But there are so few people. And if we were made in God's image, is God like that? Or are we just a really poor reflection? My question is it a design flaw that we kill? You know, it's just or is it an admiration? Admiration, not admiration. An abomination? Is it something else? Is it a design flaw or an anomaly? You know, but if it was an anomaly, that means after that one kill, it should have stopped, but it didn't. It's almost like a lion cub gets a taste of his blood, and now it wants to hunt all the time. Cain drew blood, and now people want to hunt and kill all the time, but not all people. Like I said, is it a design flaw? And who made the design? But again, this is not Jesus talking. This is Kravitz questioning. He wants to know, why do we have to kill each other one by one? And he's pleading. He's making a plea. In his next verse, he says, we've got to hug. We've got to hug, embrace, okay? And he's referring to each other. We've got to hug each other and rub-a-dub, okay? The line says we've got to hug and rub-a-dub. We've got to dance and be in love. That's the verse right there. We've got to hug and rub-a-dub, and we've got to dance and be in love. Now, we know what hugging is. That's the hug. We got to do that. Embrace one another. But rub-a-dub, okay? Now this is where we have to do a little bit of research into his his life. What is rub-a-dub? When we are children, there's this thing that says rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in the tub. Remember that one? Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in the tub. Now, I don't know what those men were doing in the tub. The point is, if that's what he's talking about, rubber-dubbing is cleansing. We have to cleanse each other, okay? We cleanse each other. We hug each other. we cleanse each other. We wipe away our sins. Okay, we can't, kind of like what God's supposed to do, but our perspective of what people have done to wrong us. Okay, we wash away those things that we think people have done to us, not necessarily the things that they have done. Because sometimes we feel wronged when we really have not been wronged. We just perceive an action as a wronging towards us. This happens a lot with comedians. They'll say something, a joke that's just meant to be funny, and most people think it's funny, and then somebody will go, but you just hurt me. And it wasn't on purpose. And first of all, the comedian could not hurt you. Okay, you decided to be hurt by that. And that's what I'm talking about in the cleansing. You need to cleanse and forgive people for things that you just think they did to you that they didn't necessarily do to you. You just think they did it. So now we've got to hug and rub-a-dub. We've got to dance and be in love. Okay. Oh, that's deep. I think I could spend like another 20 minutes on rubber-dubbing. Because that's heavy. But after that line, after the rubber-dub, he goes back to the chorus. Okay. But what I really want to know is, are you going to go my way? Now, because he switched from talking like Jesus to talking like Lenny, he says, are you going to follow me, Lenny? Are you going to follow me? Okay. Because Jesus didn't say rubber-dub. There was no language like that. Jesus' language was more plain and simple. But Lenny Kravitz's language, he was always like saying things like get undone, you have to figure out what he means. And rub-a-dub, you got to figure out what he means. Okay, his language was more plain and simple. I'm here, I'm going to get some work done, and are you going to follow me? And Kravitz is like, look, I'm struggling, but I want to love people, and I'm struggling, but are you going to follow me in my struggles? Okay, are you going to, just like me, struggle and follow me while I follow Jesus? Which is kind of convoluted. Why not just follow Jesus? Why follow Lenny Kravitz? But that's beside the point. Because we're getting close to the end of the song where it says right here, are you, okay, well, he invites us. He invites us. He says, come on, are you going to go my way? No, I'm sorry. Are you going to go my way? And I got to know, come on, okay, come on. Come on. One word. Come on. And then finally, are you going to go my way? Because, baby, I got to know. Yeah. Are you going to go my way? Baby, I got to know. Yeah. Now, again, how do you follow someone? It's with actions. Now, that became a #1 hit in like 2 countries. And like #4 and a few others. So a lot of people was following Lenny Kravitz. They just didn't know where they were following him to, because they did not know that this was a Jesus song, but they followed it all the way to #1. That's right. So how many people are going to go, wow, I did not know that. I'm a Buddhist. Okay, I did not know that. I'm a Zoroastrian. I did not know that. I'm a Hindu. And I did. So that's the breakdown. Lenny Kravitz's Are You Going to Go My Way? Now, I don't know if I've solved anything for you. I just want to open the discussion. Okay? And thank you, Sister Ann. Thank you, Sister Ann. I don't know which part is too funny. And I hope I don't get penalized for too funny. At this point, I want to take this opportunity to talk about a friend of mine, G.D. Fenderson. He and a few other people are having a show on November 20th. And I'm promoting it now because it's a smaller venue in Pennsylvania. But not everybody can get to the venue in Pennsylvania. As a matter of fact, everybody can't even fit in this venue in Pennsylvania. I think it only holds like 60 or 70 people. Okay, it's not a very big venue, but we would like to fill it up. And even more importantly, if you're anywhere out there in the world, you can watch it being live streamed on Plausible. Here's a little video, a little commercial, a little thing about it. Funny Old Farts.
The Church of Satire Comedy Club presents Funny Old Farts, featuring G.D. Fenderson. You know you want it, you dirty little bird. Walter Gottlieb.
Okay, who's got their hand on my ass?
David Yakeley.
Pigeons taste like chicken.
And Sandy Bernstein as the Beaver.
I deserve to be pampered.
Come and experience Funny Old Farts on November 20th at 7 p.m. at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 106 Broadway in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are $15 and are available online at churchofsatirecomedyclub.com and at the door. You must be 18 or over to get in, and as always, it's BYOB. Funny Old Farts. We've seen some shit. And you can too, on November 20th at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. If you cannot make it to Hanover, you can watch it live on plausible.com/GDFenderson for $5 per device.
Wow. Now that should be a very, very good show. And I'm not just saying it because GD is a friend of mine. And for those of you who don't know who G.D. Fenderson is, he is the winner of the worst comedy special of all time, okay? You don't get that for being, well, you do get that for being bad. But it's the worst, but he won. The point is he won, and not everybody can say that. As a matter of fact, nobody else is saying that. He's the only one saying it. So, but he won. But it's a good show. It's a funny show. I've worked with many of these people before. I have worked with David Yakeley. He's the oldest of the Funny Old Farts. Got some really great filthy material. Filthy old man. He is the dirtiest, the filthiest of the old men. Old farts. Sandy. I love Sandy. She is the queen of the mom jokes. You've heard of dad jokes. She's the queen of the mom jokes. And she's got, I just love her to pieces. She's, like I said, the queen of the mom jokes. If you like the mom jokes, you're going to love her. Now, and Dave and Walter Gottlieb, funny old guy. He's worked, now they have not worked on a show together, GD, now he runs a few rooms, he's run a few contests and stuff like that, but they're funny old farts. So recommend it. If you can't be there in person in Hanover, check them out on Plausible, PLAUZZABLE, $5 per device. You can sit around a computer, you can sit around your phone, or if you have one of those devices on your phone that you can connect it to your TV, you can pay for the phone and watch it on your TV on a big screen if you have a smart TV and a phone that connects to it. Options are endless. So I highly recommend it. So, brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening to Looking for God in All the Wrong Places and for attending our show, The Church of Last Resort. I want to thank you who have joined our fledgling YouTube channel and our Facebook channel, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, or Dr. Rev Jelly Roll, ROLLE, on Facebook and on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Follow me, just like you would Jesus. Only don't expect as much from me. Follow me, but don't expect anything from me. So, those of you who have joined, bless you. Those of you who are going to join, bless you some more. And if you're looking for a comedian to hire for a private event and you're like within 6 or 7 hours of the Maryland area, I should recommend GD Fenderson. Go to gigsalad.com/GD Fenderson. You won't regret it. Funny guy. And he can also customize his show to your event. Now, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona Roll, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV, and everywhere that our word is heard. Now, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.